le prueba jamás questa legale bilang bitang juga kamu jangan dewa dewa yang cakara jangan dewan tunaku. Hi guys, welcome back. It's day 24. My internet's been down for the last few days, so I've been unable to post up my videos, but it really gave me a chance to focus on and concentrate on my steps. So I got to my sponsors on Monday now and went through steps 5, 6 and 7 with him. Step 5 is admitted to God, to ourselves and to another human being the exact nature of our wrongs. So I sat down and explained my resentment list, my fear list, fear inventory, and my sex inventory. There's a lot of talking, you do a lot of marking up in the book as well. So 5, you just sit with your sponsor and God and basically tell them everything. Basically, yeah, everything that matters in your life that's happened to you, bad things, like I say, your resentments, all them kind of things, and then you're able to highlight your character defects. Your sponsor also contributes and says, well, you've been inconsiderate here as well. This, you've been selfish there, so you add them to your list, and it's a real eye opener, really powerful. When as soon as I started reading Into Action, which is where you start step 5, chapter 6, where you start step 5. I felt so powerful. I just felt like I wanted to cry, not in a bad way, just so emotional as I started reading it. This is before I'd even gone through my resentments and explained to my sponsor and to God the nature of my wrongs. Then we do step 6. We're entirely ready to have God remove all these defects. And 7, humbly ask Him to remove our shortcomings. Now, steps 6 and 7 are often called the forgotten steps, but I think they're really quite powerful. Especially, you get a prayer, and at the end of step 7, you say a prayer. After I finish with my sponsor, you go back home, sit on your own, no devices, no phones, switch it all off, and you go through the book from the beginning or from the back. When we do it this way, which is called mucking. I've already just found out you can either go from front to back reading it normally, or you can pick out all the juicy bits that you need for your recovery, for the enlightenment. And so we're given a prayer, a really good prayer, step 7 prayer, sent back. Read through the book, and reading it this time, I just understood parts that it's made more sense to me. It made complete sense to me from 1 to 7, where before I've been sat there and it can be a little hard to follow at first. I mean, I'm really quite new to the 12 steps in the programme, and it can be very baffling, but it all made sense and it was so clear, and it's like, wow. As I walked back, I was going to get a bus, but I felt so light and free. Felt amazing, it really did. So I was just like, I'm going to walk back and enjoy this walk. So I walked back, and it really was powerful stuff. And you can see I'm lit up now. I really am. It just seems to get better and better for me. It really does. And that's this program, the power of this program, and realising what this book really is. This book is magic, you know. It's it saves lives. We know that it saves lives, but there's actual magical power in this. I didn't fully understand it. I knew there was something about it, but going through it, and it's supernatural. It is. It's supernatural. As I started reading Into Action, which is where step 5 starts, in chapter 6, felt like I wanted to cry. It's powerful emotion, but not cry in a bad way. crying in a good way, because it was suddenly coming through to me, and it was as if the words were lighting up on the page. It was something else, it really was. But we're sent back and we read through it, and then we say step 3 prayer and step 7 prayer, and we consider if we've left anything out. And my sponsor said, we'll give it a few days now and see if there's anything I've omitted from it, chose to leave out or just forgotten. Since then, 2 things have popped up, so I'm going to go back to my sponsor, explain them to him, and get them off my chest. And anything else that pops up as well. But it's sometimes there's things from our past that are really painful and you kind of block them out, like when someone's family is killed in a crash or something, and they block that out, the memory blocks it out. It's a coping mechanism. So things do come to us later, and yeah, it's just about being honest, really. So you sit for an hour after you've read through the steps, sit for an hour and just contemplate on it in silence, and it pops into my head, and yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. And this book, it's I mean, it's called Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous, but really it's how it cures you. Really, it's the idea of the book is to have the spiritual experience, and if you have the full proper spiritual experience, you don't want to drink anymore. So it's almost a byproduct of gaining this spiritual understanding. And my journey's only just started with this, and for anyone out there who doubts it or thinks it's a cult or is put off by the word God, you've really got to give it a go. You've got to give it a go, because the proof's in the pudding. What I will say is you've got to go into it open-minded, and you've got to be ready to accept and understand that you know nothing. I know nothing. I know nothing of this world or myself. I don't even know myself. But I know by doing this, I'm learning more about myself every day. Every day is just getting better. I can deal with the hard times now. When I have tricky stuff, I mean, my dad's not so well. The internet going down now a few weeks ago, that would have been a major issue for me. I'd have been hanging out in McDonald's, I'd have been hanging out anywhere I could find a Wi-Fi connection. I'd have been like a heroin addict looking for a vein. I would have been, that's how bad I was. But over the weekend, I was just able to sit back, did some reading, got a couple of good books there. This is a really good book called The Psychopath Test. If you're looking for any reading, I read a whole book pretty much over the weekend. I was able to sit down and read a whole book in a weekend. Ben Fogel's English, it was called. It was really good. But that's amazing for me to be able to do that. Reading a page was hard enough, and then remembering was even harder. But to get through the whole book and read it and enjoy my weekend, I don't have a TV. That's out of choice. My program is this. I don't need BBC programs. I don't need any programming. I've got my own program, and yeah, it's absolutely brilliant, this book. Seriously, I'm learning more by the day, and just the power of this program. I used to see people sat in the meetings like lit up and saying how great it was, and I thought, yeah, it's great, but I always thought, yeah, alright, you're overdoing it a bit there, mate. But now I see it's magic, absolute magic. So I'm gonna go and see my sponsor tomorrow and get these last couple of resentments off my chest, and then hopefully be able to get my steps 8 and 9 underway soon. But I will check back with you tomorrow, all being well. So, good night.